Hello again. It's 16 minutes after 6. Now, let me let you in on a bit of a secret. There are various divisions there that make up the SABC. We have the TV park. That's where we're broadcasting this morning here on Morning Live, where we usually do. And then we have the radio park of the SABC. And there is where you find our sister stations and the various radio stations there this morning. And the reason why I'm telling you this is because the TV park and the radio park have come together today to bring you something that we are all very, very considerate of, and it's something that's very close to our hearts, raising funds for the Nelson Mandela Children's Hospital. Leanne is there at the radio park. I'm getting confused now. She's standing by. She's going to be chatting to us a little bit later about what we're doing today and how we intend on raising those funds. I'm going to give you some of the details in case you missed it in our opening. The SABC radio stations are also running with this particular campaign, as I mentioned, raising funds for the Nelson Mandela Children's Hospital. Now, this is how you can get involved. To make a pledge, you can SMS the word child, that's CHILD, to this following number, right? 40555. So that's child to 40555. That SMS will cost you 20 Rand. Free SMSs do not apply. But if you choose to give more than 20 Rand and you perhaps want to go into a bank to make that deposit, you can use the following banking details. They are on your screen as we speak. It is Standard Bank, Killarney Mall, the branch code there, 007205. The account number, 40226857. Now, don't worry if you haven't heard all of that or you missed it for whatever reason. Throughout the show this morning, we will continue to give you those details. Remember the reference being SABC. Now, to give you an illustration of exactly what we're talking about, let's take a look at this.
What? Let's go to hospital. Hospital? I'm the doctor. I'm the nurse. I'm the princess. I'm the Shush. I'm going to park the ambulance here. I want to be a doctor. Not now. Lie down. I'm saving your life. Look, the bandit. I can hear you breathing. I can hear I'm breathing. Hey, this hospital is going to be bigger than my house. Bigger than your house? And better I can breathe. Yay!
Oh, how nunos are those children. It is for a very worthy cause, worthwhile indeed. Make use of those details. Right now, we're going to take a look at what the sports has in store for you.
Thank you very much, Tue, and a very good morning. Let's start with football news. Top of the table, Mamelodi Sundowns has suffered only their second defeat of the season, once again to PSL newcomers. And Mpumalanga Black Aces beat the Brazilians 1-0 at Mbombela Stadium, while there were also wins last night for Bidvest Wits, Amatax and Bloem Celtic. In Bloemfontein, let's start there. Malawi international Frank Mhango got Celtic in front in just the 3rd minute.
Mango's got his first for Celtic.
Having snatched early control, Celtic skipper Thabo Ntete stretched the advantage midway through the first stanza. 8 minutes later, Vitani and Tanga banged in their 3rd strike with a left-footed effort.
Tabika, is the offside flag stayed down? Great chance for 3. Buried it.
In Nelspruit, Mpumalanga Black Aces moved from 12th position on the log to 9th via a 10th minute goal from the probing Clifford Mulenga, who took advantage of a pass from Thabo Xeringa. There were some great opportunities for Sundowns to equalise and maybe even win, from Tebogo Langeman in the first half and then in the second half from Teko Modise. But Aces were disciplined and grabbed the full 3 points. Bidvest Wits collected maximum points against Morocco Swallows in their 10th ABSA Premiership match at the Dobsonville Stadium. New Bafana Bafana recruit Sibusiso Vilakazi netted the only goal of the match. All right, here's a look at the results from the evening. Tonight there's just one PSL match at 8 p.m. 11th on the log, Ajax Cape Town will host 12th on the log, Maritzburg United. Speaking of the log, Wits leapfrog Platinum Stars after a 1-0 win over Swallows, and the University of Pretoria are in 10th on the log when they recorded their 4th win of 12 matches this season. All right, in international football news, Arsenal maintained the Gunners' 4-point lead at the top of the English Premier League table when they beat Hull 2-0. There was also a win last night for Everton. Well, the front runners were all winning. United slumped to a 4th defeat of a turbulent first season in charge for David Moyes, whose old club of 11 years claimed a first win at Old Trafford since 1992, thanks to Brian Oveda's 86th minute goal. Across town, Arsenal preserved its 4-point lead as Nicholas Bentner capitalised on a rare start to score in their 2-0 win over Hull. Eden Hazard capped a brilliant performance with 2 goals in Chelsea's wild 4-3 victory at Sunderland. In the Arsenal match, Mesut Ozil stroked home a pass from Aaron Ramsey to make it 2-0 in the 47th and secure Arsenal's 11th win of the campaign.
Within 2 minutes of the start of the second.
All right, so let's continue with football news. Orlando Pirates are hoping it will be a 3rd time lucky for them when they clash with Platinum Stars in the Telkom Knockout Cup final on Saturday. The Buccaneers have been runners-up in 2 successive finals in the last 3 months, and they're counting on the stadium where they beat Black Leopards in the Nedbank Cup final 2 years ago.
I think Mandela, it's home away from home. We played one of our finals there against Black Leopard Nedbank Cup, and we managed to win the game. And the last competitive game we played, it was against SuperSport MTN, and we managed to win a game. And I think for us, I think it's luck for us, to go and play in Bombela.
South African cricket captain A.B. de Villiers says the Wanderers pitch looks like it'll give a lot of assistance to fast bowlers early on, but runs could be scored towards the end of the innings. The Proteas, coming off a series loss against Pakistan, take on India, the #1 ranked ODI team in the world, at the Bull Ring in the first of 3 one-day internationals today.
There's a Protea variety called Pink Ice, which is described as the hardiest of all the Protea flower species. And the Proteas cricket team will be wearing pink again to raise awareness for breast cancer. Will definitely have to endure difficult conditions to survive against India, especially early on in their innings when the combination of a green pitch and new balls from both ends will test batsmen from both sides.
We're playing against the #1 team in the world, and whether we bat or bowl first, we're going to have to play good cricket to beat them.
The South African bowlers are also looking to make the best of the bouncy pitch early on. There will be a cautious, perhaps even a conservative approach in the first 10 to 15 overs, especially for the side setting a target.
You have to get off to a good start with this 2 new ball rule, and if the conditions are slightly in favour of the fast bowler, it's important how you play the first 10 overs.
The game might be disrupted by rain, but both captains are confident that their teams will be able to adapt quickly if the game is shortened. Harry Olivier, SABC News, Johannesburg.
And finally, the 33rd edition of Africa's Major, the Nedbank Golf Challenge, tees off at the Gary Player Country Club at Sun City today. And the man that the cream of South Africa's golfers will be chasing over the next 4 days is the hottest player at the moment, Sweden's Henrik Stenson.
Some of the biggest names in golf will battle it out in the searing heat of the Pilanesberg. Organisers are doing it a bit differently this year. They've increased the field from 12 to 30 and pushed up the total purse to about 67 million rand. The event will also be co-sanctioned by the European Tour and offers world ranking points. Reigning Alfred Dunhill champion Charles Swartzel will lead a South African contingent of 7 players. That includes 3 times champion Ernie Els and 2010 Open champion Louis Oosthuizen. They'll have 2008 champion Stenson squarely in their sights. The Swede is golf's hottest property at the moment, having become the first man to top the money lists on both the US PGA and European tours. He missed out on defending his South African Open title 2 weeks ago due to a niggling wrist injury. Predictably, Stenson is the bookies' favourite to win a second title, with Schwartzel snapping at his heels. Samantha Mari, SABC News, Sun City.
Yeah, and after winning the FedEx Cup as well as the race to Dubai, Henrik Stenson certainly is the hottest property when it comes to golfing talent. That's how we come to the end of your sports bulletin here on Morning Live. It's time now for Ayanda to take you through the rest of the show.
Thank you so much, Valen. Now, what comes to mind to me this morning is that saying that suggests that the way in which you judge a country is by taking a look at how it treats its most vulnerable citizens, and those are the children of South Africa. So today we're focusing on raising funds for the Nelson Mandela Children's Hospital so we can look after that generation that will be our future leaders. Leanne is standing by. She's at the Radio Park to tell us more about what's happening today. Hi, Leanne. All right, we're battling to hear you, Leanne. I know there's a lot of activity there. We're expecting celebrities. We're expecting some of our bosses as well to be there. So I know we're going to be on our best behavior. But let's take another look at what Nelson Mandela had to say about our children. He says our children are our greatest treasure. They are our future. Those who abuse them tear at the fabric of our society and weaken our nation. That is just one of many quotes that Nelson Mandela had to say about these youngsters in South Africa. And this is his dream, really, to see a hospital that focuses on the well-being of children in South Africa. We'll take a look at that and much more. I'd also try to chat to Leanne as well a little bit later. I'm imagining there's a lot of activity there. We're expecting Yvonne Chaka Chaka. I'm spilling some secrets here. We may have Kuli Chana as well, hot property as well at the moment. So lots happening this morning. Right now, though, I'm just trying to look at the time and see what we're going to be doing. We're approaching past, so I'm going to have your headlines for you just now. But first, let's take a look at your weather.
Thank you very much to you, Ayanda. Well, starting with your provincial forecast, in Gauteng, we're expecting some fog this morning, but also some isolated to scattered showers expected later on into the afternoon. Temperatures are expected into the mid to high 20s later on. Limpopo as well is going to see a bit of a similar weather pattern there. Some isolated and scattered showers are expected. Burgersfort might just be seeing some fog this morning. Decreased visibility is expected, so do try and drive cautiously. Keep your headlights on and keep a safe following distance. Rob will be telling you about what's happening on the roads this morning in just a few minutes. And in Mpumalanga as well, we're expecting a bit of fog, especially along the high fault of Mpumalanga. Some isolated showers are expected in places like Secunda and Standerton with a high of 24 degrees. Mandela is expected to be at 22, so it is going to be on the milder side. And in KwaZulu-Natal, especially in the Midlands, places like Pietermaritzburg, Vryheid, Paul Petersburg and Ladysmith are going to see some fog patches this morning, but also partly cloudy skies are expected with some scattered showers expected into the southern parts of the province. The Eastern Cape as well is expecting some isolated showers, especially for most of Port Elizabeth. Places are expected to see temperatures into the early 20s there. Somerset East at 23, 21 in East London and in Port Elizabeth. Now, if you're going to be in the western parts of South Africa, sunny and hot conditions are expected for you there. It's going to be quite a pleasant start towards the weekend, but we are expecting some partly cloudy skies in places like Beaufort West, also Mossel Bay, with temperatures into the early 20s. Now, if you're traveling towards the Northern Cape region, sunny and hot conditions are expected there. Temperatures are expected to reach the early 30s for Uppington at 38 degrees, 31 in Kuruman, as well as in Kimberley. We could be seeing Springbok with a high of 34 degrees. Now, in the Free State, it is going to be quite partly cloudy and a bit of rain there. We are expecting some isolated showers to take us through just before the weekend. There, Kroonstad at 27, Bloemfontein at 28 and 29 for Porterville. And finally, the Northwest is going to see just some isolated showers along most of Bloemhof there. Otherwise, we are going to see Rustenburg seeing a high of 31 degrees. Well, that's all from me for now. I'll bring you a much more detailed weather update in a bit. Stay tuned.
Catherine Drew, SABC News at the High Court in London.
Shervin Brightsby's SABC News.
Sarah Kimani, SABC News, Nairobi.
We touch and change people's lives. SABC News. Get all the latest news from the SABC's online news services on our website. Breaking news and in-depth coverage of everything from business, sports to politics and lifestyle. Catch the top news clips and watch live streaming of major news events on the SABC News YouTube channel whenever. Stay connected on the SABC News Facebook page and have your say on news that matters to you. And for the latest headlines and live updates from our reporters, follow us on Twitter. SABC Digital News. Anytime, anywhere.
I'm falling for you.
Wanda, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me. And then spit like.
You really like sushi?
Not really, but I do eat sushi. At some stage, actually, I was suicidal.
If I'm having a nightmare, yeah. Woo, Toto. You're going to have a big bum.
Have you guys ever, kicked the ball together with Daddy?
Yeah. I mean, he kicked me more than the ball.
That's Up Close, Monday to Thursday, 2:30 p.m. on SABC News.
What? Let's go to hospital. Hospital? I'm the doctor. I'm the nurse. I'm the princess. I'm all the people. Shush. I'm not part the ambulance here. I want to be a doctor. Not now. Lie down. I'm saving your life. Look, the blanket. I can hear you breathing. I can hear you breathing. Hey, this hospital is going to be bigger than my house. Bigger than your house? And better I can breathe. Yay! SMS the word child to 40555. SMS is only 20 rand.
Man has done so much, not just for the family, but for the nation, for people all around the world. He's really been a shining beacon for hope and for goodwill. And we felt that it was necessary for us to once again do something special for him, especially, during this 95 years, because he's still with us, although he's not doing well at home, in bed. However, we felt that we needed to do something special for him.
Ndaba Mandela there, just sharing a little bit about how he and the rest of the family feel about Nelson Mandela. I mean, there's no doubt how fond of children Madiba is. So today we're shining a special spotlight on raising funds for the Nelson Mandela Children's Hospital. I mean, what comes to mind at the moment is an incident in which when he was going to visit Zaki Ahmad, the HIV/AIDS activist there, he took time to speak to 2 5-year-olds and asked them what they wanted to be when they grew up. One of them said, well, I just really don't know. He said, don't worry, you have a long time to think about it. So it's just some small anecdotes about him as a man. So Leanne is standing by. She's at the radio park. She's going to be sharing to us more about what's happening today. Leanne, I saw you hugging one of the Telethon guys. I'm so jealous. What's happening there this morning?
All right. Ayanda, can you hear me? That's the big question of the morning.
I can hear you now, loud
I
and
am
clear.
so happy because we've got to get the show on the road now. Enough is enough. We've got to start making money to build this Nelson Mandela Children's Hospital. A very, very good morning to all of you. We are set up here at Radio Park, and as I know Ayanda has been saying, it's been a hive of activity here. It's loud, it's busy, it's a lot of action that's taking place, but we need it to get louder. And the reason you can make it louder and how you can do that is to start phoning. Because if you phone, you very well might be able to chat to one of these wonderful celebrities that have gathered here to take your phone calls, take your pledges, so that we can raise some money to build this Nelson Mandela Children's Hospital. There's lots and lots of people that are here, that are working behind the scenes, that are trying to make this happen. And I know that all the details are going to constantly be up on your screen of how you can get involved. In fact, let's put those details on the screen right now. To tell you what you have to do is SMS the number 40555, and all you must do is SMS the word child. It'll cost you 20 rand. And remember that money goes straight to the Nelson Mandela Children's Hospital Fund so that we can try and reach that goal of getting all of the money into it. Now, the telephone number in order to phone here to start making fund donations is 083 913 028. That's 083 913 028. Come on, I want to hear a phone ringing. Phone, make a donation. It's for a good cause. It's for the children of South Africa, and it's for the dream of our former president and our icon Nelson Mandela to be realized here. The banking details, I'm not going to read them through to you. You can see them on the screen. Jot them down, and if you would like to, please do make a donation straight into that bank account as well. Just remember to write the SABC. Now, what I have, who who I have got with me now is the GCEO of the SABC, and that's Lulama Makhobo, who's been here since the early hours of the morning, ready to, I suppose, are you going to be taking phone calls as well?
Oh, yes, I hope so. I hope so.
I know, me too. We just got to get these phones ringing and make some money. Why the SABC? Why have we taken on this cause?
Leanne, with the kind of power we have as the SABC, multimedia, we've got radio, 19 radio stations are participating today. We've got SABC2, SABC News 24 hours, and we are online, we are everywhere. We felt this was a cause worth supporting to the fullest. You know, we have children.
Yeah.
And we'll never know, you and I, whether we'll have a job tomorrow. It's as basic as that. If one of our kids gets suddenly a dread disease and they need specialist care, and we don't have the money to pay for their child to go, we don't have the medical aid to take care of them, he has an opportunity. We've got the hospital. The hospital will accept any child from anywhere, whether they are poor or they're from anywhere in Africa. Those kids will be accepted. And we will have the best doctors in the land. You know, as you know, there's Vets University that's attached to this hospital. And we feel that if we, as the SABC, don't support this, then we will be letting the children of South Africa down.
Yeah, that's the most important thing. I think we today we're doing it for the children. Today we're doing it for Nelson Mandela, whose passion is children. They always have been. We know he's not well, but I mean, I couldn't think of a better way to end off a year. It's been a year where, as a nation, we've been worrying so much about Madiba, but to do this for him, this is the way to go.
This is the way to go, Leanne. And remember, these children are our future. And too many of them die needlessly. They die because the parents cannot afford to get them the care that they need. Wow, why don't we do it? You know, as you know, we've got Dr. Tiny Minga, who's in the board of trustees, and he is a dedicated professional who's also giving of his free time to be able to help South African children.
Which is unbelievable. Can you hear the phones ringing?
I can hear the phones ringing. I'm so excited. Well, I need to call in myself because I want to donate. You see, everybody, I think every single South African citizen who has a phone should please do this for Tata, do this for the children, the babies of Africa.
I can hear. I mean, I'm hearing so much excitement behind me. So obviously, there's been some good donations happening. I know that we as the SABC have done these telethons before. I mean, in fact, they've been on Morning Live, and I've been an active participant in them. And I have watched the generosity, and I've watched the donations come in and come in. It's an unbelievable tool, and I'm so glad we're doing it for South Africa, because the ones we've done before is, if I can remember, was for Haiti, and we also did them for Thailand. But now this is for South Africa.
About time we did it for our own, you know, and why wouldn't the public broadcaster be part of this? You know, for us, it is one of our biggest contributions and giving back to society. Eliane, you must know that we are providing the airtime for free. We signed our agreement in May this year. And when we signed it, we actually knew what we wanted to do. But we decided we're going to do bigger. We're going to do more. And this is the more. And I hope that we're going to free in the best way that they can. Gogo in Zola, Nkhono in Mabuleng, please. For your grandbabies.
Let's do it.
Put the 20 Rand in.
20 Rand, it's all it's going to cost you to SMS that number. That number again is, let me find it, 40555. Send an SMS, put the word child. The SMS is going to cost you 20 Rand. Otherwise, phone the number that's on your screen, 083-913-0828. That's the number that you need to phone in order to speak to one of these wonderful celebrities, whether it be Proverb, you've got Miss Cosmo over here, you've got Khan Morby, we've got lots of people that are here as well that are taking your phone calls, and I'll go and chat to them as well. Let's take a break here on Morning Live. We got more from this massive telethon to raise funds for the Nelson Mandela Children's Hospital after this. Stay tuned.
Good afternoon. You're watching the news at 1.
Now, one of South Africa's largest education departments has a new boss.
I will also motivate learners to love learning.
Yesterday, the lobby group lost yet another court bid to have the system halted.
Global wealth has risen by 68% over the past 10 years. That's according to a new Credit Suisse report. Well, it seems there's more gloomy forecasts in the foreseeable future for South Africa's economy.
We need to sort out this mess in the labour market.
That's News at 1, daily at 1 p.m. on SABC News.
Good evening and welcome to Kaleidoscope, the show that brings you the very best of Africa to the world. Just a few kilometers away from the hustle and bustle of the city is an animal sanctuary known as the Lion Park. Our great team went to go check out and see if the lion is still singing tonight.
Among all of the cat's family, cheetahs are the most easiest to train or to tame.
A youth leader in South Africa said if white people don't like it, that the youth are going to lead South Africa, they can adapt or fly. And I said, thank you for the title. So again, I thank politicians for my title.
That's Kaleidoscope, Sundays, 5:30 p.m. on SABC News.
There you have it. I've just sent my SMS to 40555, SMS the word child. Here's how much has been raised already. Just this morning, by 6:30, we had over 10,000 Rand, 10,192. Let's see if we can double it in the next hour and a bit. Let's go straight to Leanne and find out what else has been happening there this morning. Leanne, it's back to you.
All right, so Ayanda, you're telling me we've got 10,192 Rand so far. I know we can absolutely do much better than that. That's since you've crossed to us, and I can promise you the phones haven't stopped ringing since we've come on air this morning. So we're looking good, South Africa. I'm hearing some donations that have been made to the value of 50 Rand, 150 Rand, 1,000 Rand, 10,000 Rand. It doesn't matter how much you pledge. 40555, SMS that number with the word child. It'll cost you 20 Rand. Alternatively, start dialing 083-913-0828. That is the number that you have to dial in order to get through to the phone lines. There's wonderful people that have gathered here. They've taken the time out to answer your phone calls, have a chat to you, and perhaps you never know who you're going to get through to. You never know. So just phone that number and you'll see who'll answer the phone. Well, joining me now is a very happy lady, no doubt, who hopefully is going to see the benefits of this after this broadcast. Sibongile Makubele, who is the Chief Executive of the Nelson Mandela Children's Hospital. How are you feeling this morning?
I'm very excited. I'm not feeling lonely. Usually I'm feeling lonely, like we're sitting in a corner and we're trying to do one big thing by ourselves. Today I'm feeling I've got all of South Africa with me doing this, so it feels good.
So far so good. So we're sitting at about 10,000 Rand, and I promise you that number, I'm telling you that number is nothing, because it is going to grow, because I know how generous South Africans are. So when we first did our interview, that was 2 days ago, did you already see a bit of a reaction from people?
We are seeing a bit of a reaction from people. We are seeing new donations coming in, new commitments coming in, good commitments. You know, it doesn't have to be big. It just has to be a commitment from a South African who wants to participate and make a difference in the children's lives. Let's not forget what this is about. Yeah. We're just healing those hearts, fixing those hearts, making sure those kids with kidney failure can get dialysis. That's what this is all about.
How much do we need? I know we've spoken about it. Let's put it through again. How much are we trying to raise?
We need to raise, before we break that ground, we need to raise about 50 million to break that ground. Yeah. And hey, if every South African gave 1 rand, we will have the 50 million. If every one of us. So if we give 20, 30, 40 rand, we will be there. That's why I'm excited by the small and the big gift. And let me also tell you, Leon, the other thing where there is momentum, it's young people. Kids, from kids to kids. And kids are already ahead of their adults in giving their piggy banks to the hospital trust. Already we know there will be a place dedicated in the hospital to children's efforts. They're going to do this themselves if we don't do it themselves.
That's absolutely amazing. So construction, when are we hoping that construction is going to start on the hospital?
First quarter of next year, construction definitely starts. This thing goes up. Yeah.
So, I mean, this is a dream that is hopefully going to be realized by 2015.
We want to open our doors 2015 and admit our first patients. And our patients are not children who might be getting sick. As I'm telling you, the queue is there right now. So when we open first day, we know we'll be opening with patients in our beds. We also are integrating into the existing system of healthcare. We are not very far from Johannesburg Hospital, Charlotte Macheke. We're not far from a number of other facilities with training and research. And as we speak, the nurses were already in the training, ready to start and open the facility 2015. Yeah.
South Africa, please help. SMS the word child to 40555. It's going to just cost you 20 rand. I'm not certain you can buy anything for 20 rand these days. You can SMS as many times as you'd like to, but if you want to get onto that phone and dial, please do 083-913 0828. That's the number that you have to call in order to make a pledge. The banking details are on the screen. So please phone, make a donation. I promise you it feels good after you've done it. It's a wonderful feeling to give and to know that even if you donated 1 brick to that hospital, you could be saving a life. So it's going to be an exciting broadcast all the way until 9 o'clock, raising funds for the Nelson Mandela Children's Hospital. A very happy lady with me, Sibongile. I know I'm going to talk to you again later. Thanks for being with us.
Yes, we will be talking. This is an amazing event.
Let's talk about the difference between medical aid and hospital insurance. Now, hospital insurance can often be cheaper than a medical aid and easier to apply for. Then medical aids pay for specific medical procedures, while hospital insurance pays you a lump sum per day whilst you're in hospital. Cash. You can use this cash to supplement your medical aid if you have one. Use it to help bridge the income gap while you're in hospital. Pay school fees, whatever. It's your money. Those are the main differences. Now, when it comes to hospital insurance, Clientele Life is a premier supplier. They offer a standard hospital plan and a premium hospital plan, which pays up to 5,000 rand per...
How does then media balance those two, responsible reporting and also keeping it factual?
If you're Actually, the media has been very brilliant, and I think they walked the extra mile.
Where is the media in giving us the both sides of the story?
One of the issues with e-tolls is that it really has been a hard news story. And so I can understand why social media has been so effective, because breaking news is digital. And so we're going to get breaking news on that platform and then move into the other platforms of media coverage.
That's Media Monitor, Sun on SABC News.
Good evening and welcome to Kaleidoscope, the show that brings you the very best of Africa to the world. Just a few tonight.
Among all of the cat's family, cheetahs are the most easiest to train or to tame.
A youth leader in South.
That's Kaleidoscope, Sundays, 5:30 p.m. on SABC News.
77,000 now, 77,029, I think, if we're not mistaken. It is a lot, 28. Maybe that's a wishful thinking, but I can already see that it's going to go way beyond that in the next hour. Keep it outside, keep it up, I should say, South Africa. It is definitely for a worthwhile cause. You heard my boss there speaking about exactly why it is that we're donating this money, that children all over Africa will stand to benefit from this particular hospital. SMS the word child to 40555, or you can give us a call 083 913 0828. And let me tell you, when you call there, you're not going to get one of those automated voices, your call is important, please hold, or you'll hear Ayanda answer then call. No, you get your celebrities. There are the likes of Khan from Parlor Tones. I saw in the background making a noise. I don't know if you noticed when Leanne was busy doing her interview. We saw Proverb laughing with some of the other celebrities in the background there. You can see there are a lot of people answering the call, so you never know who's going to answer that call. There are soap stars, there are musicians, actresses, as I mentioned, various people from different walks of life, but all well-known individuals. So you might just get the answer, hello, this is Leanne Manis. What would you like to pledge? Or hello, this is Proverb, or Yvonne Chaka Chaka. So you never know who's going to answer that call. So if you'd like to pledge outside of the SMS, do make use of that call. And like I said, someone could just make your day. You could speak to your favorite celebrity as you do a good cause. You're raising funds for a worthwhile cause indeed. Well, let's take a look at what the weather has in store now.
He freed me.
He freed you.
He freed every single one of us.
I say today, Mandela is a very, very good man.
I became captivated by the stories of the men and women of South Africa that we know and love today. But the one thing that drove me was to meet and photograph Nelson Mandela. But I was told by all and sundry it was never going to happen.
This country, you know, we were prepared to see the most incredible race war erupt.
There comes a time that you either succumb or you fight back.
I felt so humbled to be part of such bravery.
When he walked out of jail, we didn't even know we were crying.
The whole world just came to a standstill.
We never imagined that Mandela is going to be a president, that I'm going to be a member of parliament.
Happily, I lived long enough to experience a change.
When Nelson Mandela asked to see the portraits of these men and women that had become part of a project that he'd inspired, that moment was the most humbling moment of my life.
Philip Tobias, Dr. Philip Tobias.
All right, welcome back, everybody. This morning, if you've just woken up and tuned in, we're having a very special broadcast here on Morning Live, together with some of our sister radio stations. We are raising funds for the Nelson Mandela Children's Hospital. It's been an incredible morning so far. The phones have not stopped ringing. We have got auditors here that are working to make sure that everything is above board. They're sitting in the corner there with their computers and laptops and calculators and whatever else they have to ensure that everything is being done well. And thank you so much, South Africa. I think we have raised over 77,000 Rand already, and that's just what we've got from the telephone calls. I can imagine what's happening on the SMSs and everything else. Now, besides what's happening with viewers that are phoning in, whether you're donating 50 Rand or 100 Rand, it doesn't matter. We want anything. It just is for such a good cause, for the children of South Africa to realize the dream of this hospital that is going to serve. Well, joining us here at the breakfast this morning, come down and people to support this cause since 5:30 this morning, and I know that there are a couple of donations that are going to be made, and I'm going to walk around and just speak to some of the guys. I've got Faisal Motlaka here from Group 5. Faisal, how are you this morning?
Well, and you, Leanne?
I'm very, very well, thank you. Faisal, I believe on behalf of Group 5 you've got a donation to make.
No, it won't be on Group 5, but on Motlaka Holdings.
Excellent. All right, we don't mind who it comes from, so this is from Motlaka Holdings.
Yes, Leanne, I think that is a good cause. I think it's for the legacy of our former president. I think he's liberated our country with many others, and I think this was his last wish that he wanted to do, is to build the hospital. Yeah. And for what more? For kids, not just for South Africa but for Africa. So as Motlaka Holdings, we're going to commit R1 million today, and then we're going to look at the future and see what we can do.
You're amazing. R1 million, Motlaka Holdings. Thank you.
Pleasure, Leanne.
That's absolutely unbelievable. So, all right, you've taken you've taken the amount quite up significantly. Thank you, Faisal. Thank you so much. That's amazing. R1 million donated here. All right, I'm going to walk around. Look at me putting everybody on the spot here. I've come to the big shots table. I'm coming to get money from everybody. All right, good morning. How are you?
I'm good, and how are you?
I'm fine. I'm very, very well. So this is, okay, wait, I'm going to get it wrong, but it's Ronald
McDonald House.
It is Ronald McDonald's. I was going to say that, hey?
House Charities.
Yes,
it is.
And what support are you going to be giving?
We are going to be building a Ronald McDonald House for the families of children who are very sick, who are going to be in hospital, because research has shown that children heal better and cope better when they have their family around them. Yeah. So that's what we are going to be doing.
That's absolutely incredible. Where is the house going to be?
The house is going to be at the top floor of the hospital, and we're going to be opening the same day when the hospital opens.
That's absolutely amazing.
We are committed.
Ronald McDonald, thank you very much.
House Charities.
Ronald McDonald House Charities, building a house for the families right on the top of almost like a penthouse. We can call it the penthouse for the families, eh? Sounds good. Make it sound that good.
Yeah, it sounds cool.
Okay, so I am, you're still deciding?
Yes, yeah, we're still deciding, yeah.
Okay. So shall I come to you later?
You can come to us later, yes.
Okay. I'm going to walk around the table. You tell me. You work out a figure in your head, and then I'll come back to you just now.
Okay.
But I have got Nedbank Nedbank, with that green tie, I'll never mistake a Nedbank employee. How are you doing?
Well, thanks, Leanne.
Good. All right. Nedbank, they want to donate. How are you guys doing? What are you going to do?
Look, I think Nedbank has been a part of the Children's Fund really since 1998, and we've got a program where we contribute to the fund. We've donated almost 50 million thus far. So the hospital is really a key project of the fund, and we'll continue to do so in partnership really with our clients. We've got a program that will be rolling out just encouraging our clients actually to actually contribute as well to the Children's Hospital, and of course get the rest of South Africa to do that, because we believe it's such a key project, particularly as a key legacy project of Madiba.
So Nedbank already putting 50 million behind this, and no doubt all the support. I know that this is a massive thing that Nedbank does support, and you'll continue to do so all the way and maintaining. I mean, that's the big thing.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, we absolutely believe in making Madiba's vision and what he stands for, and the love of kids, because I think we believe that kids are our future and the future really of our country. So, and health is an important area that certainly from our side we believe we as business and as individuals need to be investing in as a country.
Thank you very much from Nedbank. TWA, I know that they are donating services. We'll chat to them a little bit later. And then what I'm most excited about, which I'm not going to have a conversation with him now, we'll talk to him just now, is Adrian Stern. Yesterday we showed you on the program that absolutely magnificent portrait of Madiba, the one where he's looking at his face in a mirror. Adrian is the photographer. He is here. He's going to donate a check of, I'm seeing it there, but I'm not going to do it now because I really want you to hear from Adrian what it was like actually taking the photo of Mandela that was done in 2011, and what a beautiful photograph it was. So here we go. This is fantastic, this broadcast. Please keep on phoning, keep on donating, keep the generosity alive. And corporate South Africa, I know you can afford it. The year is over. You've got a little bit of leftover budget. Bring it on. We want it. We need it. All right, let's put those banking details up on the screen so you know how to get hold of us, as well as the telephone numbers. And while we do that, we're going to go to some sports news with Phelan.
somebody to die, then you are convicted of murder.
Who should take the burden of terminating a life?
It's very problematic for doctors to play God.
That's Rights and Recourse, Sundays 2 p.m. on SABC News.
A person who had fought with Stompy, you always saw them with a small little doom piece all over their faces.
Your favorite city to visit in the region?
I love visiting the wild.
I don't want to elevate marriage to the supreme institution. It works for me. It may not necessarily work for others.
So say anybody from Mthatha, you'll be talking normally. Anybody from Mthatha, then someone will go, yes. Then you'll just start so much. All
the tough questions. What about let's leave that.
Thank you so much for making time.
That's Up Close, Monday to Thursday, 2:30 p.m. on SABC News.
Gaming enthusiasts, including us here at Network, indulged in over 80 exhibits that included the Xbox One and Nintendo. Visitors also got to try out PlayStation 4 computer entertainment system, which was unveiled at Rage 2013.
I just came here to see the Xbox One and the PS4, see which one I'd buy.
If you have close to 400,000 Rand to spare, then you can buy the new UHD TV set. Samsung has launched cheaper models, but cheaper doesn't necessarily mean cheap. South Africa has just received the country's first surgical robot, but the robot isn't quite taking over from your surgeon just yet.
That's Network, Sundays, 7:30 p.m. on SABC News.
Welcome back, and thanks again for joining us. Now, there was a time when we started this broadcast, and I thought 10,000 Rand race in the first hour of the show was a lot of money. It's right here. It then increased to a whopping 77 plus thousand Rand that was raised, and in the last half hour there's been over 100,000 Rand that has been raised. Total is 217,670. Now I must tell you, this huge chunk that you're seeing here is just of the SMSs that have been sent through. It's just 20 Rand that will cost you. Think to yourself, what are you going to do with 20 Rand? You can hardly get a meal for 20 Rand. You can hardly do anything substantial. I mean, the petrol price has gone up. There's not much petrol you're going to get for 20 Rand, but you can help save a child's life. My 20 Rand, your 20 Rand, our 20 Rand will go towards the building of the Nelson Mandela Children's Hospital. In the blue there, as you can see, those are the people who have managed to call in and have made pledges of over 20 Rand, 50 Rand, 100 Rand, however much that you can afford. Let me remind you of how you can SMS. Those details are on the screen as we speak. You SMS the word child to 40555. That's child to 40555. And as I mentioned, the SMS will cost you 20 Rand. If you want to call and speak to some of the celebrities who are on the other end taking those pledges, 083 913. Put that graphic up again, because I didn't memorize that number, but it's 083 913 0828. That's the number you can use to call. Leanne mentioned a little bit earlier that it feels so good to give. I sent my SMS, and indeed I can confirm that it feels so good knowing that it's just a little money, 20 Rand, but it goes a whole long way. Leanne, I know that there have been millions that have been raised on the floor. The numbers I've just given are the ones of the SMSs and of the telethon, but right there, business people have given over R1 million, I understand. Leanne, give us the details.
Yeah, indeed, Ayanda. There's been so many donations. It's absolutely unbelievable what's been going on here. In the previous hour, we heard Motlaka Holdings, Faisal donating R1 million. There was another company that also donated R1 million. So, I mean, we're sitting here, just from my calculations, by, I think we're sitting close to if I add the 2 millions together, it's about 2.3 million that we've raised just this morning, but I'm about to increase that figure quite a lot. If you remember yesterday, we ran a story. We were talking about a photographer, Adrian Stern, who took that absolutely iconic photograph of Nelson Mandela. It was this photograph of him peering into a mirror. This photograph right here. Well, I have Adrian with me. He is the photographer of this particular photograph. That was sold for a record 2 million rand for this photograph. Adrian, how are you doing?
Very well, thank you. How are you?
Very well. I mean, this is absolutely unbelievable. And that's a record for a photograph sold.
Yeah, it's a record here in South Africa. Yeah, amazing result. Glad the money's going to a good place, and it's part of a much bigger project, which is the 21 Icons project.
Now, this photo was taken in 2011. All right. What was it like working with him?
Oh, incredible. Working with Nelson Mandela. I looked at the entire crew was very emotional. I photographed him a couple of other times on his birthday and spent some time with him, and to shoot the portrait was just mesmerising.
And the idea of getting his face in a mirror, because there are so many portraits of Mandela, but to get this, what inspired you?
I think just a reflection of who he is and what he represents, and I literally wanted to shoot that we should all perhaps reflect on who he is, reflect on his mortality, reflect on his legacy, and reflect on what we can do.
It's absolutely unbelievable. But the bigger part of all of this is the fact that you are donating. I know that how it works is at a charity of the person who's in the photographer's choice, and the Nelson Mandela Children's Hospital is one of the beneficiaries. So I'm going to call Sibongile in here because you're about to get another check. So let's talk us through this, Adrian.
Yep, we're donating R1 million to Bongi and the Nelson Mandela Children's Hospital. She's my new best friend. Love her.
I'm excited,
Adorable
as you'd
woman.
imagine.
And R1 million to WWF South Africa as well.
These are 6 zeros, you realize? Can you count?
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And don't forget those other little 2 at the end there. You know, we need those as well, just to finalize it. This is amazing. R1 million. Thank you.
Just very quickly, it's on behalf of the 21 Icons project. A special thanks to Swati Dlamini, who introduced us and facilitated this big part of what's happened.
Yeah.
And please, everyone check out 21icons.com and give generously to the Children's Hospital. Amazing cause, amazing people behind it. Thank you so much.
By the way, who bought this? I know it's an anonymous buyer. Where, but not in South Africa or out of South Africa?
Overseas. The project, Mandela's gone overseas.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mandela's gone overseas. Thank you. Adrian, well done. Thank you. Sibongile, don't go too far, hey? Go straight to the auditors. I'm watching you. All right, so there we go. Another R1 million. So what have I taken this up to? 3.2 million, 3.3 million? And Ayanda, you were impressed with 10,000. I don't know. All right, now let's talk to. I'm gonna. Shall I kind of walk over there, Vickers? Because I've got one of the pediatricians actually that is going to be at the hospital. I'm going to come and sit next to you over here. Professor, how are you?
Good, thank you, Leon. Very good.
Good. It's so lovely to have you. Now, Professor is Keith Bolton. He's a pediatrician, and you now tell me your involvement in the Nelson Mandela Children's Hospital. Tell us more about this.
Well, I'm nominally the lead clinician, and my job really is to make sure that what we develop here will benefit the children in this country maximally. So the development of high care and intensive care and surgical facilities have some sort of fallen off the table a little bit within the last few years, and we've got good vaccinations and we've got good level 2 care, but when you've got leukemia or when you've got a hole in your heart, what you really need is a surgeon, not a vaccine, or not malaria bed nets. You need, and we've got the skills in this country. We've got the surgeons, we've got the pediatricians, we've got the nurses who can look after the children, but we haven't got the facilities. There's some 300 and something children waiting for heart surgery in this town alone, and the queue never gets longer because of attrition. They die while waiting for the operation. So we need to have intensive care beds. We need an imaging system that can make the diagnosis for these children and can get them ready for surgery. We need pediatric anesthesia to provide it. and most in all, we need nurses. And this hospital is going to do that. It's going to provide the, if you like, the top of the pyramid that is a bit shaky.
I mean, it's unbelievable. So at the end of the day in South Africa, we don't actually have a specialized hospital for children at all.
Well, Cape Town's got the Red Cross Hospital. We shouldn't forget that. But in this whole region, the next children's hospital is in Kenya, and that's a very small one, and then there are 2 in Cairo. But that's it. Whereas in America, each state has got numerous children's hospitals. Children get lost in big hospitals. They're not given. We pay lip service to them, but children sit at the back of the queue. And so when we have children treated in a general hospital like the one over the hill here, okay, they're lost in that and they're not prioritized. Whereas in their own hospital, they will be prioritized. The physiotherapy will be a pediatric physiotherapist. The surgeon will be a pediatric surgeon, and we have such needs.
I mean, this is vital for South African healthcare and for the healthcare of children. Do you find that other countries in the world, I mean, do they have much more specialized healthcare for children? Is this a massive gap that's missing within our healthcare system in South Africa?
Absolutely. It was a tragedy because we were going along the route of having specialized hospitals for children 30, 40 years ago, and then we lost the plot, I think. And we thought it would be more efficient to have everybody in one big general hospital. But now we realize that this priority has to be recreated. We have to try and create it. And the ethos of having a children's hospital like the Nelson Mandela Children's Hospital will spill into the care we give outside and beyond. So this hospital will be regional, and we will then influence the way that children are treated by our referring hospitals and by our neighbors. Mozambique, Malawi, Botswana are all going to use the facilities of this hospital.
Are you going to, once that dream is realized, you will be there? You will be working at that hospital?
I'm 400 years old, plus minus. So my job, I see it, is to take this thing into fruition. Now, what we need to do is we need to appeal to the people out there and say, give, because we need to break ground, we need to start building this hospital so that we can get it functional. Once I see that happening, I'll fade away as a retiree and disappear into the dust.
I have another job for you, though, because I know that our kids out there are watching and saying, is that Father Christmas? Is that Father Christmas? I think that could be it. I mean, when all else fails, Prof, I think Father Christmas, that could be the next career for you.
Leanne, because of my natural appearance, I've been Father Christmas more than 100 times over the last 20 years. If children see me in the street, they stop dead in their tracks and ask me, and I promise them the world and whisper in the parents' ears what they want. Okay, so yes, but the trouble with Father Christmas, it's a very seasonal job, and I need to fill in as a pediatrician between January and November, so it's very seasonal.
Not sure how much money Father Christmas makes either. Listen, Prof, thank you. Keith Bolton talking to us. He's a pediatrician talking to us about how essential it is that we need one of these hospitals here in South Africa to treat the children of not only South Africa but also some of our neighboring countries, talking about Southern Africa as well. Please keep on SMSing, keep on phoning, keep on pledging. I want to hear from the corporates. I want to have a piece of paper of companies that have donated hundreds of thousands, if not millions, towards this particular hospital, which I think is going to be absolutely incredible. Child 4055. That's the word you have to SMS to that number. It'll cost you 20 Rand. Otherwise, you can call 083-913-0828. There's Proverb. There's Kulichana, actually. I saw him. He's arrived. He's taking some phone calls as well. And Khan Morby. There's so much. So you just keep on phoning, everybody. And let's make that number get even higher. We'll see you after this. Stay tuned.
I didn't expect to die so soon. The reality is, I didn't look out for my family first. No one can say, buying life insurance was a priority for me. It
stations. The phone ends on the Telethon, and the SMSs, we've raised over 200,000 Rand, 217,000 Rand, 670 to be exact. That's before 8 o'clock. So I'm just going to take a look just after 8 and see how much we've raised. We'll give you all those figures on tomorrow's show. But right now, let's hear from a man who's quite close to Nelson Mandela. He was one of the praise singers at his inauguration in 1994 and also was there at his release. I'm talking about Zolani Mkiva. He spoke to us, SABC's Sophie Mkwena.
I feel very honored and humbled to have been given an opportunity to be part and parcel of this very important milestone, yet another important milestone. Let me underline that in terms of tracing the footsteps of our father, the father of the nation, Baba Nelson Mandela. So, I mean, it goes without saying that it is a privilege, and I will do my level best to ensure that we mainstream even the heritage, his background, his cultural nuances that made him the man that he became celebrated.
All right. If you'd like to get more information on the telethon, you can go to the SABC News website. That's sabcnews.com, and make sure that you go there to find out exactly why that we're doing what we're doing, what it's all about, how much has been raised, where the money will be going to, how much money will be going to the Nelson Mandela Children's Hospital. Let me correct myself, sabcnews.co.za. / news. I'm hearing voices in my head and they're confusing me. Let's try that again. sabcnews.co.za / news. That's the website address. We're going to take a quick break and then we're going to say goodbye.
To Your World on DSTV channel 404. Let's take a look at stories making headlines.
Unfortunately, most of the deaths occur in children in sub-Saharan Africa, and so the original focus and the continued focus of this vaccine is on preventing that disease and death.
What happens when you stop by an official who turns out to be, well, the president?
We're checking license.
Okay.
Is it fine and valid?
This stand is the biggest stand in Nairobi show. Of course, we have won the best foreign private exhibitor.
And that was Your World on SABC News, 404 on DSTV.
Good evening and welcome to Kaleidoscope, the show that brings you the very best of Africa to the world. Just a few kilometers away from the hustle and bustle of the city is an animal sanctuary known as the Lion Park. Our great team went to go check out and see if the lion is still singing tonight.
Among all of the cat's family, cheetahs are the most easiest to train or to tame.
A youth leader in South Africa said if white people don't like it, that the youth are going to lead South Africa, they can adapt or fly. And I said, thank you for the title. So again, I thank politicians for my title.
That's Kaleidoscope, Sundays, 5:30 p.m. on SABC News.
Well, good evening. Welcome to yet another bumper edition of Sports Live. Tonight we have a bit of a triple threat in the show.
That's Sports Live, daily at 8:30 p.m. on SABC News, channel 404.
Zimbabwe faces its worst food shortage in 4 years. Tens of thousands have begun receiving food aid.
Finally, some help to stave off hunger for at least another month. Cattle ranching Rishavane is the worst affected.
Trade and Industry Minister Rob Davies says he can confirm that South Africa remains open for business.
The bill will confirm that South Africa remains open to foreign investment.
Egerson is showing his hand in preparation of the Chan tournament in January.
Primetime News, daily at 6 p.m. on SABC News.
Well, it's time for us to say goodbye to our SABC2 viewers, but I must remind you that Telethon does not come to an end. It will continue. If you do have access to DSTV, join us on channel 404. But whether or not you do, you can still make your pledges. Do send us an SMS. Remember, it's not just one SMS you can send. You can send several times, as many as you like. SMS the word child to 40555. That's 40555. That SMS costing you 20 Rand. Alternatively, if you'd like to speak to the likes of Kuli China, Proverb, Yvonne Chaka Chaka, etc., 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 you can give us a call and make your pledge there. 083 913 0828. That is the Telethon number with which or through which you can make the pledge. Let me remind you how much has been raised to date, or up to this time, 217,000 Rand, 670. That's how much has been raised thus far through the live phone-ins and the SMSs. And on floor, the corporates have come to play as well. They've come to raise the money. They've raised, I think, over 2 million Rand, if I'm not correct, or if I'm not mistaken. But definitely we'll give you those facts and those figures on tomorrow morning's show or by the end of today. Let's go to Andile now to have a quick goodbye in terms of your weather. It's bye from me, Andile.
Well, thank you very much to you, Ayanda. Yes, it is indeed a final goodbye. I'm giving you the maximum temperature.
I'm the nose. I'm the princess. I'm the people. Sure. I'm not about the ambulance here. I want to be a doctor. Not now. Lie down. I'm saving your life. Look, the blanket. I can hear you breathing. I can hear you breathing. Hey, this hospital is going to be bigger than my house. Bigger than your house? And better I can breathe. Yay! SMS's only 20 Rand.
Hello again. It's a little after 8 o'clock. Thanks. Radio Park, that's where Leanne is this morning, mixing with corporate officials, celebrities, raising funds for the Nelson Mandela Children's Hospital. So I must tell you, a busy show. We're going to get the weather for you in just a moment, also taking a look at what people had to say about Nelson Mandela and the initiative that's taking place here this morning. So all that and more in just a moment, but we take a quick break. We'll be back with more just now.
Your World provides trusted world, continent and local stories. We deliver breaking news from across the globe and information on the latest top stories on business, technology, politics and sport. Analysis of the big global business and economic issues as they affect consumers and investors. Make sure you don't miss Your World, weekdays between 11 and 12 midnight. We keep the nation fully informed.
Good evening and welcome to Afro Showbiz News. My name is Musam Khalipi. Somali-American-born actor Makadi Abdi stars in the movie Captain Phillips. The young actor who had been working as a limousine driver found himself alongside Oscar winner Tom Hanks. 12 Years a Slave has recently held at the European premiere in London. The movie has also been nominated for the Oscar Awards next year. This comes after its screening in Toronto.
Yeah, it definitely took me a moment of going back to the book, of kind of trying to figure it out. But
That's Afro Showbiz News, Saturdays, 7:30 p.m. on SABC News.
It's 11 minutes after 8. You're watching Morning Live. A very good morning to you again. Thanks so much for joining us. You just saw a clip there, just something that Nelson Mandela had to say about our children, that they are our future. That quote there, reverberating, I should say, throughout the country as many people mark the 16 days of activism for no violence against women and children. And it's with that in the background that we do what we're doing today, raising funds for the Nelson Mandela Children's Hospital to make sure that our children and indeed our future, the treasure, as Nelson Mandela had put it, that they're taken care of going forward. So that's what we're focusing on this morning. We're also taking a look at what people had to say about Madiba and his love for children. SABC's Sophie Mokoena spoke to Ndilega Mandela, a granddaughter of former President Nelson Mandela. Let's take a look at that clip.
It's still soldiering on, and what's nice about it is that it is done by us, and congratulations to both Ndaba and Kweku. It's a sterling job, and it took some time, but we're here today and to celebrate his life and see what he's gone through. And also there's part about, because oftentimes the stories that are told about my grandfather they don't impact so much on his families. Most people will now get a glimpse of what we as his family went through, because as part of the interviews that we did, where we talk about our feelings about our relationship with him over the years, our relationship now that he's sick and not well. So it's sort of a bittersweet thing to happen.
I'm sure you need no reminding that Nelson Mandela, as well as the other struggle icons, the like of Ahmad Khathrada, have done so much to help us and put us where we are as a country today. I think it's time that we do something to help them out and make sure that their dreams for a better life for all come to pass. And that's what we're doing this morning. We're raising funds for the Nelson Mandela Children's Hospital, and that's one way that you can make Madiba's dream come true. This is something that he wanted to see come to pass. Leanne spoke to the necessary officials. This is how much has been raised thus far. 1,444,394. That is just the calls alone. That's the SMSs, the calls, the text messages that you sent through. The telethon has raised that much, and I can tell you a whole lot more has been raised by corporates, some anonymous donors, and those who've come forward saying my company will pledge X amount. I know Leanne has been holding quite a lot of checks today that are over 2 million, I think it is, and she'll correct me on the figures there. So we're doing very well, South Africa. We are indeed a very generous people. If you would like to get involved, here's what you can do. SMS CHILD to 40555. That's child to 40555. And if you would rather call in to the telethon and participate that way, the number is 083-913-0828. The details are on your screen if you want to make a pledge via the bank as well. EFT, you can make sure that you take part in that way as well. Right now, we're going to go to our radio park where Leanne is standing by. That's where all the action is this morning. Leanne, can you give us an update?
Ayanda, yes, hi, a very good morning to you again, and it certainly has been a hive of activity here this morning with many people phoning in and being exceptionally generous. I know that you have broken down the figures of people that are phoning in and been pledging, but also the SMS line, which is absolutely incredible. People being so generous this morning, and that's not to mention what's been happening here with people opening up their wallets and donating when it comes to the corporate side of things. Now, this is one thing that's very, very special about this particular broadcast that we're doing in this telethon is that we're working in conjunction with a lot of the SABC radio stations, and one of those is Radio 2000, and this is an incredible thing. One of the listeners of Radio 2000 has actually decided that they are going to donate, and this is possibly the biggest donation that we have gotten so far. Then they've done really, really well. I know we're going to try and actually phone the listener a little bit later on. I don't think we can do it right now, but we'll try and do it a little bit later on so that he can actually do it live on air. So that's something to definitely stay tuned for. You're going to be blown away with the amount that he is going to be donating, and I think this is going to put a big smile on the Nelson Mandela Children's Hospital Fund. It's just, it's phenomenal. I must say, I got a lump in my throat when I heard it. All right, there goes one of our waiters walking through the camera shop, but that's okay. There's so much activity here, it doesn't really matter. Well, joining me now is an architect of the Nelson Mandela Children's Fund, and it's Karen Schneid, and this, I imagine, is an absolutely amazing day for you because you've been working hard on it, getting the designs together, but all of this costs money, so it's all about the money now being made to build it. So how are you feeling this morning watching this all happening?
This is a great feeling. The hospital's been many years in the planning, so we are ready, hoping to go to site early next year, so this is fantastic. This is just finishing off a project that's been...
Because I mean, sitting and working with the project for as long as you have been working on it and using this vision, but realizing, okay, well, we need the money to do this, so where are we going to find this money? So now, hopefully, we're going to find the money to do it. So let's start at the beginning. What was your brief when you were sat down and said, right, we want you guys to design this hospital? What was it that you were told?
We were told, one, that this should be a center of excellence, and secondly, that this should be a welcoming environment. And I think that's where our starting point was, how to make this building welcoming to people, integrated with the landscape, and yet function on a very high level. And so we looked at how to structure that building so that people could move easily through it. That's patients, visitors, staff, but also work on a level that people feel comfortable there. So the building is structured around courtyards, and that allows every room to have views into the garden, to have natural light, and those courtyards are then accessed by people visiting the building, by patients, by therapists, and the building will sit beautifully in the landscape.
I mean, it's amazing. I mean, is there a particular inspiration behind the model of the hospital?
Well, I think Nelson Mandela himself is the inspiration behind this hospital, making a place that is for the people and yet is a center of excellence. And it becomes a kind of an inspiration for the country as a whole, and just for how we can develop our medical profession.
In terms of it being econo-friendly, in terms of it being eco-friendly, in terms of it being really state-of-the-art, I mean, are these all the things that have been put into consideration when designing it as well?
Yes, absolutely. We have a very large team on this hospital. Yeah. We have engineers, we have landscape architects, we have green consultants, acoustic consultants. So this hospital is going to be as we say, state of the art, but it's going to be beautiful. It's going to be a place, it shouldn't feel like a hospital. It's going to be a place where people will really feel special.
Fantastic. Well, children deserve to be a special. So I hope that when they do go there, they just get better and flourish. So thank you for joining us, Karen, and good luck going forward. Big year next year as you eventually start working on it. That's another thing. So the architect behind the Nelson Mandela Children's Hospital joining us here on Morning Live. But today is also another big day. And I'm going to now talk to the SABC Foundation that's also launching and enriching, empowering South Africans. That's what the SABC really is all about, and we're looking forward, of course, to talking more about that. And Iris Francis, the CEO of the SABC Foundation, and Vusimuzi Mavuso, who is the chairperson of the foundation, are my guests now to chat a bit about that. Good to have you. Welcome to Morning Live.
Thank you very much, and welcome to the listeners.
All right, so this is the big launch day. Congratulations to you as well. How are you feeling?
I'm terribly excited, and what a massive campaign to launch with. I think to have chosen the Nelson Mandela Children's Hospital as our flagship campaign is just an incredible feeling, really is.
I mean that is the thing. I mean, you talk about a big day like this, and for the foundation as well as a big thing. What is the work that the SABC Foundation is going to be doing?
One of the things we've identified was that our flagship is going to be the Nelson Mandela Children's Hospital, but most importantly, encapsulated within our corporate social responsibility. But we believe that we can be able to do this together, jointly and collectively, and it's a very wonderful experience. And having heard what people have pledged, their commitments, we believe that this can actually become much more bigger than we thought, and we're encouraging people to continue to pledge themselves. We're also looking towards the 16 days of activism as part and parcel of our programs. We are part and parcel of that to make sure that the abuse of women and children comes to a grinding halt. We can't allow it to continue in our country. Not in our country. We should actually bring it to a halt. The other aspect is about education for children, particularly those whose focus would be around media, because we really need as many as possible to be able to be engaged into this particular platform. We need liaisons and new ones to come about and emerge, and we think we can be able to make a contribution. Small as it may be, it's absolutely important.
Yes. When we talk about enriching and empowering South Africans, and this is what we're doing here today. I mean, the Telethon, obviously, massive part of exactly what the foundation is going to be doing. How do you feel today? I mean, seeing this actually being realized and happening and raising money, because we're on millions now, which is great.
Yeah. We're touching lives, and which is what the SABC Foundation is about. We're about touching and changing lives. And I think something as huge as this, yes, it's about a legacy project. Yes, it is about a powerful and a wonderful man like Madiba. But I think for the whole of South Africa to be part of something so enormous is a gift. I think for us it's such a blessing that we can bring this type of project here. Because I think it's more than just, it'll live on long after Tata's gone, and it'll live on long after we've gone. So for us, for us to embrace South Africa, to say together we can make a difference, and together we can all SMS child to 40555 and be part of something that our children and our children's children will benefit from is a blessing indeed.
The message of the foundation, what is it?
The message is, let's make sure that we do this together, committing ourselves to making sure that the legacy that has left lives forever. That indeed we commit ourselves to making sure that this hospital is translated into concrete reality. And this, we believe, is a reality we can be able to be proud of.
Thank you so much. Good luck. Good luck with the foundation. Today being the launch of the SABC Foundation as well, on the day of this massive fundraising campaign that the SABC has embarked on for the Nelson Mandela Children's Hospital. And I don't know the exact figure we're sitting on right now, but I can promise you it's way over 2-3 million. I promise you it's that good right now. And it's a fantastic morning here for Thank you.
Thank you very much.
All right, let's go back to the studio now. Valen, get some sports news to us, please.
Thank you very much, Leanne. I'll do just that. A very good morning to everybody. Top of the table, Mamelodi Sundowns have suffered only their second defeat
Sure. I'm not about the ambulance here. I want to be a doctor. Not now. Lie down and save your life. Let the band hit. I can hear you breathing. I can hear you breathing. Hey, this hospital is going to be bigger than my house. Bigger than your house? And better I can breathe. Yay! Isn't this the word child? 240555. SMS's only 20 rand.
Start off with one of the quotes by Nelson Mandela on the children of South Africa not only being our future but being our treasure. Just before the break, the quote there I think was quite something, saying that we owe our children a life free from fear and violence. And one of the ways that we can make sure that we live up to that debt that we owe to our children is by contributing towards the Nelson Mandela Children's Hospital to make sure that they have a safe place to go to and can find help when they're not feeling well. What you're looking at now are the figures that have been raised since this morning via the telethon, the live phone in, as well as the SMS. Now, this is not the corporates that are on floor. They've raised a lot more as well. But just you and I, the small little SMS that you sent, the call that you made has raised a whopping 1,444,394. You have a stake in this hospital. You have vested interest in this hospital. Your 20 rand or however much you donated will make sure that my children, your children, have a better South Africa, a place where they can find health. So just by 8:30, that's how much has been raised already. I'm just wondering at 0850 what will be raised by then. We are making sure that we are doing this together as a people in South Africa. So that's what's happening at the moment. But I know in Radio Park, a lot of activity. To say it's a hive of activity sounds like such a gross understatement. We have 9 of our sister stations in the radio department participating in this. Leanne mentioned that Radio 2000, we know various other SABC radio platforms are running with this as well. So it's full steam ahead. Leanne, what's happening there?
Oh my goodness, I can tell you one thing, Ayanda. It's organized chaos here this morning. It has been crazy, but you know what? Forgive us for that, because it's chaos in for a good cause. How does that sound? Chaos for a good cause. I'm loving it. All right, so continue to SMS, continue to call, and continue to make those donations to the Nelson Mandela Children's Hospital Fund. We're doing so well this morning. I know that Ayanda has already spoken you through our figures and where we're standing at right now, and that hopefully is just going to get higher and higher as the day progresses. Well, joining us now is ambassador for the Nelson Mandela Children's Hospital, and that's Proverb. You know him very, very well. And Alison Horsfall, who's from Brescia House School. She is the head girl for 2014. Correct. Good to have both of you. Welcome to Morning Live.
Cool. Thank you so much, Leanne. Good to have you.
Nice to have you too. And Alison, welcome to you.
Thank you so much for having me here today.
An absolute pleasure. How's it been going? I know you've been manning the phone since this morning, Proverb. How's the experience been?
As you said, it is manic. It's chaos, but it's good fun. Everyone is calling in, getting in on the action. We're getting pledges, everything from 5 rand all the way to 50,000 rand. Wow. So, you know, the amounts for me are secondary. I feel like just getting the country excited, getting everyone to participate is the focus.
Yeah, well, that is the whole idea. It's just, it doesn't matter how much you donate, because people picking up the phone and donating 20 rand is good. Like I said, knowing that you donated 1 brick to that hospital is a great feeling.
Even creating awareness, even telling your family members about it, telling your school about it, you know, your colleagues about it. For me, I feel like that's also making a contribution. So please get in touch, get excited, let's get involved.
Yeah. All right, now let's talk about the kids, because the whole idea for you being here is getting kids to be involved as well. Now, what are you doing as head girl of Brescia House? What's the story there?
Well, the school this past year, we got involved in January because Proverb came to our school and spoke to us about the For Kids by Kids campaign for this hospital. And so throughout the year we've had cake and candy sales, which don't sound like much, but we've managed to raise over 16,500 rand just from selling cupcakes and brownies. And the girls are so excited. We're coming up with new ideas all the time of what we can do to raise more funds. And next year we're going to go over the top and try and think of as many ways as we can.
Yeah, that's absolutely amazing. I love that. So from just selling cupcakes for a year?
Yeah, we had 6. Each grade in the high school took a turn to have a themed cake and candy sale. So in October they had a Halloween one where there was like little pumpkin sweets and stuff, and every grade tried to outdo each other to try and raise the most. It became a cute little competition, and we managed to raise so much more than we could have ever hoped for.
Congratulations. That is such a great initiative. Are there other schools as well that get involved in something like that? Do you know?
Yeah, 100%. So what we do is we try and visit a few schools, try and, get the kids excited, because we also want them to personalize it, make it about yourselves, because ultimately we all stand to benefit from the hospital.
Yeah. Well, we do. I mean, it is for the children of South Africa, which is the most important thing. What made you want to get involved? Why are you so passionate about this?
Well, for starters, I have great respect for our statesman, Mr. Nelson Mandela. Also because I subscribe to his legacy. And also because I'm a dad, Leanne. You know what I mean? I've got little ones, right?
I know that very well.
Exactly, yeah.
And I mean, you never know. That's the reality. And I think as a parent, looking at your child and having nowhere to go, could you think of anything more heartbreaking? I couldn't. That would kill me.
So look, if you needed a reason to get behind it, let it be that, so that should ever, God forbid, something happen to our kids, they'll have somewhere where they can be taken care of, and, and the needs specifically for kids, because you can't just take a kid to a regular hospital. Sometimes the needs are specific, and it also, for the parents as well of the kids, this hospital is designed to help those needs. So I really think it's a wonderful initiative, and I want to drive past the hospital one day, look at it and think, you know what? You see 5 of those bricks? Yeah, those were mine.
Nice feeling here. Your cupcakes. Your cupcakes helped. They helped save a life. Isn't that a nice feeling?
It's a wonderful feeling, and often you get stuck in the position, well, I don't have 50,000 rand to give, and I don't know what I can do. And so it's so wonderful to think that you're doing something for other children, and that part of the hospital is going to be your responsibility and your legacy. So it's a wonderful feeling to be involved.
Alison, thank you for being with us. Keep up the great work. Good luck for being head girl next year. Lots of hard work ahead of you, but I know you can do a great job. And Proverb, it's such a pleasure. Nice to see you. Good to have you on the show. Yeah?
Awesome.
All right, go back to your phone. So it's not ringing. If you want to speak to Proverb, you better phone. What's the number? How do they get hold of you?
083-913-0828. I'm expecting your call. Call right now. Let's do it.
Okay, let's go. I feel like we're on Idols. I don't know why. I feel like we're voting, but we're not voting. It's not voting. This is bigger than
Don't
voting.
dim the lights. Keep them on. Keep them on.
We're not dimming any lights, but we can dim the lights because we've got a performance. So I'm going to do what you do. I'm going to now introduce musical acts. But Khan looks like he's very casual, so I'm going to try and get his attention and tell him that he's about to perform on the show. We've got the Telethons here. Well, not necessarily the whole band, but we've got Khan Morby, who's the front man of the Telethons. It doesn't look like he's ready, but he's going to be performing for us in a short while. So let's take a quick break. We're going to get the performers ready. Khan Morby, Kulichana, performing live on Morning Live in a short while. Stay tuned.
And there you have it. We'll have that performance for you in just a moment. I'm just having visions of Proverb answering the phone. I wonder how his phone etiquette is, if he's got manners or not. Give him a call and then get back to us and let us know how he answers that phone. Does he answer as if he's rapping? Sometimes these hip-hop artists can be answering and having conversations as if, they're rapping, hey, what's up? You've come through to Proverb, or something along those lines. Let us know. Do get involved. It is a very, very worthwhile cause indeed. And in fact, I gave you some updates before we crossed to Leanne, and as many as, I think, an extra million, if I'm not sure, have already come through already and increased that number. The live phone-ins via the telethon, speaking to Proverb and the likes of Kulichana, as well as the SMSs, the 20 Rand SMSs, have gone a long way. We're sitting at 2 million 822 431. And these are just ordinary citizens such as you and I. The big corporates have also come to play. They're on the floor there at Radio Park, and some of them, I believe, have been pledging over radio, I should say, to our sister stations there, the likes of Radio 2000. So come on, South Africa. It's not time to wrap up just yet. Remember, you can send more than one SMS. I sent mine this morning. That SMS number 40555, so 40555, and Proverb gave you that number that you can call if you want to give them a call via the telethon. On your screen at the moment, if you prefer doing it via EFT or going to a bank, at Standard Bank, Killarney Mall, the branch code there, 007205, the account number 4022685571, your reference being SABC. Now, throughout the broadcast, we have been bringing you clips that have been put together by SABC's Sophie Mokoena about Nelson Mandela's grandchildren. And let's now take a look at what Tukwini Mandela had to say.
Ndaba and Kweku wanted to do something special for Granddad. They didn't want, to do anything that was politically affiliated with Granddad because, he's a statesman. They wanted to do something more personal. And I just, I felt inclined to help my siblings, obviously, and to talk about another side of Granddad that people don't really know about. We know him as our grandfather, as a family man, as a person who gave us advice, as a person who disciplined us, as a person who, tried to protect us, as opposed to the politician that everybody else knows. Because my grandfather publicly showed a completely different face than when he did it when he was at home.
When I hear the name Madiba, I think of a father. I think of a fighter.
Madiba is just yo.
When I hear Madiba,
to me, Madiba is a hero, an icon. He just did whatever he could with whatever he had.
Perseverance.
Thanks to him, I'm a rapper. Doubt that would have happened. Do you know Nelson Mandela? Yeah, Tata. The hospital is named after him, so you know what that means, right?
It's Madiba's dream.
The operation that you guys couldn't afford, we're gonna go have.
Doctors, they're gonna be your friends. I think a place that is even better than your bedroom.
Taking good care of our future leaders. Everything that you couldn't do before, you can do now. Because that's pretty much what he taught us.
So where is this place?
Be patient. It's coming soon.
Quote, Kayam Tetwa saying to the children there, be patient, it's coming soon. You and I can make sure that it comes speedily. The construction is set to begin next year. They're hoping to admit the first patients in 2015, and we can make that happen. I love the fact that celebrities are also getting involved in this. We saw Theo from Mafiki Zolo. We also saw Mikasa in that short little clip there. And we have a host of celebrities right here at home here as well, participating, ready and willing and able to answer your calls to make sure that the pledges do go through and the donations do come to pass. Make use of the details. We've been showing them throughout the show. We'll continue to do so. And remember that you can also streamline the live broadcast on www.sabc.co.za/news. That audio streaming you can make use of on our website. And you can also be able to get all the action as it happens. We are going to take a quick break, I believe. No, not yet. We're going to go back to Leanne and she'll tell us exactly what we can expect. Leanne, it's over to you.
All right, Ayanda, thank you very, very much. Well, joining me now is Khan Mobi and Kulichana jumping up into action. Guys, how are you doing? Firstly, how are you feeling?
Better than I've ever been.
Feeling strong?
Feeling awesome, yeah.
I'm glad. We were worried about you. We were very worried about you. And you, Khan, are you doing good?
Yes, I'm very well, thank you.
I mean, I know that you're an ambassador for the Nelson Mandela Children's Hospital. And, I mean, it's an amazing day today.
No, it's amazing. I mean, I can't believe how many people actually are contributing to this amazing cause. The phone's been ringing off the hook. I've taken a few calls myself. And it's awesome. It just shows what's possible if we get together as a collective.
It's true. I mean, and that's the thing. I mean, we need a lot of money to build this hospital. But when we do, we're talking about the future. We're talking about future generations. Why are children passionate to you at all, Kuli? Is it something you feel very strongly about?
Our children? Yeah. I love, I'm a father now, and, I love kids, yeah.
So, I mean, putting your name to something like this and being behind this hospital obviously is, it's special to you.
It is, and I get a kick out of making Mom proud, so I know she's hella proud wherever she is, yeah.
I know, it does. Hey, it makes them happy. And for you, Khan, I mean, just in terms of being a part of this, I mean, why did you want to get involved?
Well, the obvious reason is that we all know that the children are ultimately the future of our country. But I think what's important about this project is that it's a beacon to show people what we're capable of if we work together, and we need more of these kind of things, because ultimately when this hospital gets built, it will be built because of the people, and it would have been an initiative that we can all be proud of, and if we can do that, we can do lots of great things.
All right, guys, well, I'm going to let you do great things, because that's what you do best, is sing. And we're going to have you doing Sleepwalker. So it's Khan Morbi and Kuli Chana doing Sleepwalker for us here on Morning Live. Thanks, guys. Enjoy.
Silver eyes, a golden smile. Hey man, you are the ghost. A silver rose, it cannot grow. A lantern gleams in the same old scene, and I know now it won't get me down. Ooh, 'cause I'm a sleepwalker. I'm a sleepwalker. I'm a sleepwalker. I've got diamond eyes, it's my disguise. I'm telling lies. I'm a sleepwalker.
From rock bottom to on to up above or beyond, I could probably be wrong, but this is where I belong. While I'm rocking Lefate, Khan's rocking the world. He's singing from the heart, I rap it from more belong. I've been showered with blessings, but the devil trying to test me. Hundreds that envy me, wishing it was the end of me. These don't mean a thing to me. Sleep's my only enemy. Dream, Kilidi na lady dream. It's not a reality. Sleepwalking.
I'm a sleepwalker. I'm a sleepwalker. I'm a sleepwalker. I've got diamond eyes, my disguise. I'm telling lies. I'm a sleepwalker. I've got diamond eyes.
Diamond eye.
I've got diamond eyes.
Got diamond eye.
I am. I'm a sleepwalker. I'm a sleepwalker.
One man, one fight, one country. Without rest, he fought. For you, for me, for us, for they. We became one people. Out of the darkness and into the light. One man who was once just a child, who would have known back then that his dream was to build a hospital so all the children can get the care they so rightly deserve. As one man once was, for us, join us, become a light, a warrior, help ensure the future of one people, one land, and together, brick by brick, we'll build this place. With your help, one man's dream will come true.
Lana Dimpeli Lomlungu, Joe. Hello, Pastor John.
Was me as a girl.
Oh, wow. Okay, he admitted it.
I was 7, walking from a distance from Davidton. I'm walking all the way to Witbank. And in my young mind, I believe it's a walking distance.
We had a smooth transition from 1988 up to 1994.
Not everyone had a TV.
We didn't have criminal records. We didn't have, the things that Cape Town arrivals normally had.
Why opera?
There was a gap. I took it, and it worked out.
That's Up Close, Monday to Thursday, 2:30 p.m. on SABC News.
Good evening and welcome to Afro Showbiz News. My name is Musam Khalipi. Somali-American-born actor Makadi Abdi stars in the movie Captain Phillips. The young actor who had been working as a limousine driver found himself alongside Oscar winner Tom Hanks. 12 Years a Slave has recently held at the European premiere in London. The movie has also been nominated for the Oscar Awards next year. This comes after its screening in Toronto.
Yeah, it definitely took me a moment of going back to the book, of kind of trying to figure it out. But
that's Afro Showbiz News, Saturdays, 7:30 p.m. on SABC News.
Well, it's almost time for us to go, but just before the break, you heard there Kuli China and Khan from the Parlor Tones. They were moonlighting as call center agents this morning, and they're doing it for a good cause, raising funds for the Nelson Mandela Children's Hospital. We've been doing it all morning. We're fast approaching the 3 million rand mark when it comes to our contribution as ordinary citizens. Corporate also participating, and that money from the corporate side has not been included in this toll. This is just what you and I have contributed through the live phone in and the SMSs. We've given a total of 2,822,431 rands. That's thus far. We haven't calculated from 8:30 to 10 to 8, which was about 5 minutes, or 10 to 9, which was about 5 minutes ago. And we'll do that in just a second and give you all the figures. Right now, let's go back to Radio Park where Leanne is standing by to give us the latest.
Oh, Ayanda, thank you very, very much. What a morning it's been. It's been crazy. I can tell you that much, but it's been amazing. To see South Africans opening up their hearts has to be one of the most incredible things. I've seen it happen many times before, and it blows me away every single time. So, again, thank you so much, South Africa, for your generosity wherever you are in the country, and please continue with this generosity. All right, let's talk a little bit more now about the hospital, and I can only imagine how difficult it is to raise funds in this particular climate. But joining me now to talk more about this is Nana Makamola, who is, of course, the deputy chairperson of the trust for the Nelson Mandela Children's Hospital. And also joining us here on the program is Zandile Shabalala. Now, this is the SABC board chairperson. Ladies, it's so good to have you. Welcome to Morning Live.
Thank you so much, Leanne. Thank you.
And also welcome to Morning Live. It's a long overdue welcome to the program.
Thanks, you're welcome.
Pleasure, absolute pleasure. This must warm your heart, because it must be difficult raising funds.
Today has been particularly special. Remember, we've been walking this journey for the last 6 years. And today we are so proud that South Africans have heed the clarion call. This is a call that Madiba made for us as South Africans to make sure that we build a hospital for our children. He is a visionary. What we are actually just doing today was just to give his vision feet. And South Africans have come to the party in a big way. And what I just want to remind South Africans about is that we will be the generation that made that change for our children. Our children deserve the kind of care that adults need. I mean, you and I, when we are ill, we have choices of so many hospitals to go to. Our children do not have that. So this hospital is a catalyst. South Africans have come to their party, and we thank them. It's a difficult economic climate, but we know that as South Africans, when we put our minds to something, we will do it. And I think for us also, it's a proud moment that we build these hospitals ourselves. We do not rely on international donors. Yes, we are talking to them, but it's important that we as South Africans build it. Young and old, the rich and poor. So even that 20 rands is important to make this dream become a reality.
It does, and that's the power of the SABC. The SABC goes out to the rich, to the poor, you name it. We are everywhere, in everybody's home. And today we are seeing it. We're seeing the power that the broadcaster has when it comes to pulling the nation together.
I must say, Leanne, we are very, very proud to be associated with the Nelson Mandela Children's Hospital. The legacy that our ex-president has built is cascading throughout the nation, and testimony to that is what we see in terms of the donations today. I must take this opportunity to thank all South Africans. We're the country with conscience, and this is a proof that everyone is touched by the generosity of all South Africans, and we're very happy that we'll be opening up through our radio stations for people to continue to pledge their donations between 1,500 and 1,800, and I'm encouraging all South Africans, and I would like to commit the board of SABC in their individual capacity. They will be making each a donation of 2,000 per board member, and we will urge the SABC employees to also, because even if it's just 10 rand, it means a lot to the nation. I'm encouraging all South Africans to really rise up to the occasion and put something to the trust. And I will be announcing the results shortly. I don't know if you want me to do this a little.
Let's see what we are. Before we say goodbye, let's see what we're at right now.
The Board of Trustees have been hoping for a 5 million. This was their target. I'm very excited that there's been such response, good response. The SMSs, we've had 154,210 already. And the pledge now is standing at 226,489. And the donation that we received, very excited, is 1 million. However, we also have a 4 million value of toys that are pledged by the company that makes toys. Very, very exciting.
Absolutely incredible. So there you have it. Christmas came early. I don't blame you.
Thank you, South Africa.
Absolutely amazing. South Africa, thank you. Thank you so much. Don't stop. Do not stop. Just because we're saying goodbye doesn't mean that you switch your TV off and you forget about it. Please keep on donating. Just send SMSs. It's all it takes. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your generosity. We love you, South Africa. We truly do. All right, let's go back to the studio to say shop, shop. But it's shop, shop from all of us here at the Radio Park at the SABC.
And from us here in studio as well, shop, shop, tada. Thank you so much for joining us. So the total will be read for you tomorrow morning, let you know exactly how much you and I have contributed to this worthy cause. Let's go to Andile now also to say goodbye.